I know the lighting is really bad, but it's a really grey day and I have no other time to film this video. So you'll get what you're given. Hey guys, it's Sasha. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the books that I'll be reading for OWLS. Now, OWLS is a month-long readathon that G over at Book Roast created. If you want a bigger explanation, go over to her video. She explains it very well in there. This year, she has added another aspect to it, and that is visiting careers. So you can choose what career you would like to have and only read the books that go with that career. So I'm going to choose librarian, and I need to read Ancient Rooms, Arithmetic, Defense Against the Dark Arts, History of Magic, and Transfiguration, which is only 5 books. But if I want to pass my OWLS, I think I need to read at least 6. So I will be reading these first 5 books, and then I'll be reading the rest of the books. There are 12 prompts in all, so 12 books for the month of April. That is pretty hectic for me. I also really liked the Seer page, and Seer you have to read Ancient Rooms, Astronomy, and Divination. So I'm going to be reading Astronomy and Divination as well. So they're going to be the main books that I'll be reading this month, and then I'll get to the others. So the prompt for Ancient Runes is Retelling, and I will be reading The Forbidden Wish by Jessica Curry. This is an Aladdin retelling, I believe, but she falls in love with the genie, which is pretty cool. Plus, Marissa Meyer and Renee Ahdieh both blurb to the back of this book, and they are like retelling queens. So hopefully I'll really like this book. Now, this book is one of the 2 books, I believe, that are on my TBR that are from the library. The rest I own, and I'm glad that I didn't actively seek for books that I did not own. But I could not find any retellings that I owned that I would have to reread. I don't want to reread this year. The next subject is Arithmetic, and that is read a work written by 2 authors. And I will be reading Thor and Loki, The 10th Realm. This is a comic book. I believe my mum actually gave this to me because my mum's name is Angela, and I believe this lady right here is Angela, and I believe Angela is Thor and Loki's sister. Plus she looks really sexy, so I really want to read more, and like the art looks really good in this. Like, can you see that? Yeah. It is written by Jason Aaron and Al Ewing, and illustrated by Simone Bianchi and Lee Garbett. So this is the second book, and I'm glad because it's so small, so I definitely will be getting to this. The next prompt is Defense Against the Dark Arts. So Reducto, read a book that starts with R, and I'll be reading Red Sister by Mark Lawrence. I tried reading this last year, and I don't know why I didn't finish it because I was enjoying it, and I'm about... Oh, my bookmarks come out. But she just got to the nunnery, and these nuns aren't normal nuns, they're like assassin nuns, and that just sounds really cool, and I'm hoping to get through this month. The next book I will be reading is for the prompt History of Magic. So read a book that was published 10 years ago. And I will be reading Alana, The First Adventure by Tamara Pierce. This is the first This is the first book in the Song of the Lioness Quartet. I met Tamara Pierce 2, maybe 3 years ago now at Supernova in Sydney. And she actually signed this book, and I have the second book in this as well. So I'm looking forward to reading this. I think I started this while I was in Sydney, but I never finished it. But it is a middle grade. It's really short, so hopefully I will fly through this. And the last prompt is Transfiguration. So read a book with sprayed edges or red on the cover. I really wanted to read this book this month, and I could not find any sort of prompt to go with it. So I am stretching a bit. I will be reading Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagan, and this forehead, it's red, okay? I'm gonna say it's a very light red, but it's still red. I just really want to read this book this month, and I don't want to put it off anymore. So that's what I'm doing. I'm really excited to get to this because I heard lots of good things about it, and yes, I'm just really excited. Okay, guys. So those were all the hours that I have to pass to be a librarian. But if I want to be a seer, there are 2 more books that I will need to read. And the first one was Ancient Runes, so Forbidden Wish I will still have to read either way. But the next is Astronomy, and that is read a book with star in the title. And I will be reading A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. I have yet to read this novella. I'm really excited to. I was hoping to read A Court of Wings and Ruin again before reading this, but I didn't get to it in time, so hopefully I won't need to remember too much from that book. But I've heard lots of mixed feelings about this book, and apparently it's like a Christmas story with lots of sex. And what could be so bad about that though, guys? Like, Rhysand is... And the last hour for being a seer is Divination, and that prompt is read a book set in the future, and I'll be reading The Loneliest Girl in the Universe by Lauren James. Abby from Abby Lisi the Book Lover read this book last year and she enjoyed it, so I'm hoping to get to it this month. This girl is set in space. She is by herself in space. So those are the books that I will be prioritizing to read first this month. But the other books for the other prompts, so for Care of Magical Creatures, I'm supposed to read a book with a land animal on the cover. And I will be reading White Stag by Cara Barbareri. White Stag has this gorgeous white stag right there, guys. So that is a land animal, and I'll be reading this for this prompt. So this is where the thick books come into play. The next prompt is Charms, and that is read an adult work. I will be reading Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. This is a chunker. I have it from the library. I actually requested it from the library and they bought it just for me so I can read it. I have 15 days left to finish it and I haven't even started, so I think I'm gonna have to renew it. Hopefully no one else has wanted to borrow it, which they probably will because this is going around everywhere. But I am excited to get to it. It's an adult work, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but don't, because I really want to read this book. The next prompt is Herbology, and that is read a book with a plant on the cover. And I will be reading Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. If you have a look there, she's got flowers on her hair and there's like wheat and grass in the background. I actually got my husband to help me pick out books last night because I was having troubles trying to find books for these prompts, and he's like, read this one, there's like wheat in the background. And I'm like, yeah, I guess we can say that. But then I saw the flowers in her hair, so I thought, yep, that's a really good idea. This is really floppy. I've never read this book and it's really popular in the YA world, so I'm really excited to get to it. The next prompt is Muggle Studies, and that is read a contemporary, and I'll be reading Bridget Jones's Diary by Helen Fielding. I've loved the movie for a very long time and I'm really excited to get to the book. This is probably one of the first books I bought from Book Depository 3 years ago and I have never read it. So I think it's finally time for me to get into this book. Hopefully I'll enjoy it, but it won't ruin the movie for me. Now the final and chunkiest book probably on this TBR, it probably is a matching contender with Priory of the Orange Tree, but the next book I have to read is a sequel for Potions. And I will be reading Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. I've yet to read this book. I've had it for a very long time now. I got it back in January, but I also borrowed the library book back in November or whenever it came out. And I've gotten 50 pages into it and no more. So I know it's not a priority on this list, but I really want to get to it because I have a girl that I know, she doesn't know anyone else that read this book and she really needs to talk about it. So I will read this just for you, Nikki. Not just for you, Nikki, for myself too, because I want to know what everyone's talking about. But I'm keen to get my heart ripped out. So these are the books that I will be reading for the OWLS Readathon in the month of April. Really excited to get to all of them. Hopefully I get to at least the 6 or 7 that I want to read this month. is this really heavy? Are you participating in OWLS? Let me know down below. I'd love to see your TBR. Let me know if I should vlog this readathon. I'll probably do weekly vlogs if I do. But I also don't know if I will vlog consistently, so we'll just see how we go. Really looking forward to being a part of this world, if you want to say it like that, because I know a lot of people, they have a lot of fun and they take part in it, and it's only been going on for a year now, but I've heard it pretty much anytime you go onto BookTube, you hear about OWLS. So I'm really excited to become a part of this. I'm a bit scared. It's a bit daunting, but we'll get to it. If you want to add me on Bookstagram, Goodreads, or Twitter, go ahead. My handle is @sashreads. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you like to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye. I'll be reading White Stag by Kara Barbiri, blah, blah, blah.